Right, mic check, 1 2 1 2 1 2. Let's see what's moving and shaking here. Okay, mic check, 1 2.
Mic check.
Right, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Fan Zone. Welcome to Let's Talk at the Fan Zone. This is our second edition. Our second. See, I'm doing a rose. Our second edition for the month of October. As you know, guys, the Fan Zone goes pink for October. So, as you can see, our guest next, well, in the middle of us, is dressed for the occasion, and she's ready to rock it with her pink gear. We would like to welcome all of you guys. As you can see, we did not start with a song. We don't want to be muted during this segment. So the next song you guys will hear is obviously when we light up the comments departments. That will be a special song from our guest. I think our guest will, Roz will introduce everybody. Well, not everybody, our guest. And then I think we will just give it some time to let everybody settle. And then we're ready to roll. Guys, let me tell you something. Our guest just arrived. Like just arrived. Like we were getting nervous. Extremely nervous. We don't know if she bombed on us or what was the story. But anyway, she is here. We would like to welcome Avril. Welcome to Let's Talk at the Fan Zone. Yeah, you on. Let's just
Hello, am I on?
Yes, you're on. Let's just speak. I just want to see your volume.
Okay.
Okay. Are you comfortable holding it, or do you want to hold it in your hand?
Hold it in my hand is fine, yeah. Let's hold it in my hand.
Okay, guys, while we are trying to sort out everything, I had a beautiful birthday for those of you who joined the stream on Monday night. As promised, last week Wednesday I did say that we would do a young pop-on. Obviously, you guys missed the singing and stuff like that, but Roz and I did go live on Monday. And, we just made an appearance. And what we actually try to do is we try to roll over everybody that was in the stream. So we try to see if you guys come on, would we be able to call you guys, for you guys to do a shout out and whatever the case would be. Obviously, that was an epic fail. I don't know if it was, we're going to blame Rolly and his Zoom fiber. I hope he's in the stream. Rolly, where are you? Come through. But over and above that, it seems to have been happening with a lot of people. So, our sponsors this evening. Oh, yes, guys, it's load shedding. So we are fighting the force today as per normal. We don't have it, but it does affect our signal throughout the show. So should we freeze or whatever the case may be, or cut at any stage of the show, we will come back, even if it is in darkness by some, I don't know. We would like to send a huge shout out to the following companies that have come on board. Firstly, as you can see, we are dressed by Glamours this evening. Glamours Clothing, a huge shout out to you. As mentioned in the previous shows, Glamours is doing a pink edition, so a black and pink edition tees, well, limited edition tees for the month of October. And because you guys are so special and you guys listen to the Fan Zone and associated with us, you guys get 25% off these tees when you purchase it here during the month of October. So please, guys, support the guys. We've got quite a few now. I think this is our second tee. We're growing our collection. Apart from the mugs and stuff like that, the quality is on point. So yes, please, if you guys can, Adiba, you spelled Rosanna's name wrong. She's not impressed at you. So please, guys, if you can support the guys, please do. So that's to them. Good Friday, as I mentioned last week, Good Friday has sponsored each guest on our show for the month of October. So, well, Avril's sitting with that tea next to us, but it's the white tea that says faith over fear. So yeah, she's been gifted by Good Friday. We would like to say, well, there we go. The lady said thank you to Good Friday Concepts. You can also check them out on Facebook. A huge shout out to Nibbles. The Nibbles family has sponsored us each today as per normal. And dessert. So we got Cook Sisters and samosas and we got chili bites and a liquor dip that they make, guys. So we are going to be crying and eating today. So yes, I'm done with my formalities. As per normal, guys, we light up the comments department. We're going to aim for 20 to 7, dependent on our guests. But you know that time it's flexible. We will move it accordingly. But you know the drill. We're going to light up the comments department, something pink for the month of October. Hello, Rolly. You missed your greeting, but nice to see that your fiber is working. Right, I'm going to hand you guys over to Roz. She'll greet everyone accordingly, introduce our special person, and then, Nathan, it's not a takeaway. You come here and we eat, and yeah, unfortunately you're there, but yeah, unfortunately you're missing out on the goodies here in the studio.
Okay, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Fan Zone. So, as you know, October is our month where we raise awareness for cancer. I'm going to start by greeting everybody, and then we're going to jump right into it because we don't want to waste any time. So, good evening, Nathan. Nathan is the first one on. Hubby? Okay, hi Sheridan, hi friend, good morning Francine, hi Mrs. Nibbles, thank you for the eats. I think I've eaten 2 samosas and 2 veda already. I'm like going to finish this.
Dropped off the dip. Thank you.
No, I didn't drop off the dip. You dropped off the dip. I was giving it to you. Okay. Good evening, Martine. Zane, how are you? We haven't seen you in a while. Hi, Melanie. Hi, Adiba. And Tony was exaggerating, Adiba. I didn't say anything. Hi, Liesel. Who else do we have? Roland, it's nice to see that your fiber is working. Tommy, all the way in Poland, good evening. Okay, who else do we have? Hi, Terry. And yeah, hi, Shiraz. Hi, Shiraz, and hi, Trisha. Hi, Trisha, sorry, I didn't see you. Okay, so guys. Okay, hi, who? Hi, Abby, hi, Auntie Cheryl, yes. Okay, good evening, Andrea. Okay, guys are just going to be walking in now. So, if we don't get to say hello to you, good evening. If you have not been on the Fan Zone before, send a heart, send a wave, send a dot if you feel like it, but just let us know you're there so we can see you and greet you. Okay, so I'm going to let our lovely lady introduce herself. Good evening, Chizzy. And then we will carry on with the discussion.
My name is Avril Deckford now. My name is Avril Deckford. I am born and bred here in Newlands East. I am a teacher at Durban Girls High. I play lots of hockey and coach lots of hockey. That's how people know me. Roz, when she messaged me and asked me to do this, I replied with ish. Because I don't think I've touched on this or spoken about it since it's happened. I buried my sister's passing away very deep after it happened and just haven't been there again for 6 years now. So it's going to be interesting, but I am doing it to honor her. I'm doing it to honor her life and yeah, to make October cancer awareness something to think about and make sure everyone knows about.
Okay, guys, how's my mic now? You see, Roland said it's only when I shout, it's distorted. I told you, Tony, give me the soft mic. Okay, can anybody tell me how's my mic? Just let me know. Give me a thumbs up.
Yeah, but you talk the same on all the mics. So
I do. I don't know. Oh, look at Hubby in the comments. You got this. Okay, so Avril, it's hi Auntie Sybil. I said to Tony, I'm very nervous about. I don't get nervous for stuff like this.
The same, okay, you can give me back my slide. That's doing the same thing. Just outside.
Guys, is it me?
Yes.
Is it me? Am I talking too loud?
Is it on me?
Is it me, guys? Sounds distorted. So, is it me?
Is it on me?
Is it me, guys?
Yeah, because would you look on the mic?
Okay, so guys, like I said, I was very, very nervous for this. Obviously, because losing a sibling is never the easiest thing. So we just going to have a discussion this evening. It's not going to be like questions and answers, but I want you to just let it out and speak about your feelings. So basically, last year we had cancer survivors and thrivers in the show, and they shared with us their journey. And obviously this year we thought, let's touch on the social impact. So losing a mom, losing a sister, losing a dad. And before the show, before October, I actually had my 4 people in mind that I wanted to speak to. And I don't know if you remember, I asked you last year if you would like to speak on the show, and you said no.
No.
And you were like, no, I'm not going to do it. So I was so, when you replied and you said yes, no, I actually said to Tony, I'm going to ask Avril, but I don't think she's going to do it. And when you said yes, I was like, oh my gosh, Tony, she said yes. And we were like very, very, very excited to have you on. So let's just get into it. Let's not beat around the bush. So last year when we spoke about cancer, we focused on diagnosis. So I asked the cancer survivors and thrivers, when you got your diagnosis, how did you feel? So I want to ask you this evening, when your sister came to you and said to you, or said to the family, or when the family found out that she was diagnosed with cancer, how did you feel?
Okay, so it goes back to my mum, and she had it first. So my mum had it in 2008, and she actually beat it. So she caught it in stage 2, and we went through the process of all the treatments and the chemo and the operation, and she beat it. And she was obviously older; she was in her 50s. So to be honest, when she did come with us to us with it, she was 29 years old. So it was strange. She was very young. She wasn't even 30 yet. Took us all by surprise because you just don't expect it at that age in the breast. And took us by surprise. But because my mum had fought it, it was just like, oh, you got this. You got this. Mum did it. She's in her 50s. You're younger. You're stronger. You're going to fight it. So because we had been through it, we were a little bit more prepared than what most people would be.
Okay, so from the discussion we had at our Shave-a-thon, the ladies were there from Lakesmith, their partners, and they spoke about breast cancer because obviously it's breast cancer awareness. And they did speak about it being hereditary. So when your mum was diagnosed with breast cancer, was it not a suggestion that the two of you, being her daughters, get tested, or did you know what to look for? Did your sister know what to look for? Did she initially say, oh my word, I've got a lump, do you think I should check it out? Or was it something that she just came on one day and I've got cancer?
So when it's genetics, you are actually told if it's the females, if it's your mom and you got sisters, you are told to do your self-examinations, and you should do a mammogram actually every 6 months if it's that strong in your family. However, there's a stupid law that you have to be over 40 to actually get a mammogram, which is dumb because if it's in your family and it's genetics that strong, you should be able to go for it as long as your mom or your sister had it. But they still have a law that's saying you have to be 40. So the only thing you can go for is actually an ultrasound. But yes, you're supposed to go every 6 months. But still people advise you when you're over 30 and stuff like that. Hayley just happened to be going for treatment to actually fall pregnant because she was starting a family. And that's when they were doing checks on her, and that's how she found a lump, because there was no pain. She didn't even see the lump. It was that small. And that was the first time. So her story, must I go through the whole story now?
You can.
Okay, so that was the first time she had it. She had caught it in stage 3, and she had the lump removed and went through treatment. She had recovered for a while. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to know, when Haley was going for treatment,
Yes.
how did that affect you? What type of support, like what did she need from you as a sister when she was going through a treatment? You must have been in school, right?
No, I was out of school.
You were out of school,
Yeah, I was
okay.
out of school. I was actually feeling helpless because at the time I was in Saudi Arabia. I was teaching abroad, and my dad did a lot of the looking after. He was at home with her. He did a lot of the running around, taking for treatment. It was actually harder being away. At that time there was only Skype, and we spoke, and I saw her suffering from a distance. And that not being able to be there, I think, plays on me a lot more than I thought.
Okay, so her whole treatment, how long did the treatment last?
The first set, I think, was, if I think back, it was 4 to 6 months. I can't even remember because it went so quickly, and then we were just happy that it had worked. And then she was fine, and it was about 8 to 10 months later when it came back. And that came back viciously in stage 4, and then she had to have a mastectomy and remove her whole breast.
Okay, and when she removed her whole breast, what was the diagnosis after that? Was it, okay, remove your breast and you'll be fine, or was it remove your breast and then you have to carry on with treatment?
It was remove your breast and then go through some more chemo. Yeah, go through some more chemo to make sure everything's gone, and radiation. There was a few months, another 4 months of quite intense chemo, because now that was stage 4 and it had come back the second time. That was horrible because by that time, the first set of chemo puts your immune system quite down, quite low. So you're sickly all the time. So going to chemo now puts you even on the second round quite lower. So you're more sick. And then it's just like a knockdown effect, a dominoes effect. It just gets worse and worse. So your health takes a knock in all different directions. And she had a problem with veins. I remember quite clearly veins were a problem, kept collapsing. So if you know about chemo, you go to get injections. It's injections. And I remember one of the most traumatic times coming back, I was there, and she just cried and cried because the whole morning they just could not find a vein for her chemo. And she cried, and my dad was out of the waiting room, and he said he just cried because he heard his daughter crying, over 30. Eventually they had to find in her feet veins to just get this chemo through. And eventually we thought it was over. So that's not actually what killed her or what made her pass away. It was not the breast cancer. She went back to work. She lived a good life for another 4 months when she thought she was on the road to recovery. And then one day she just had a pain in her back. And we thought it was a muscle pain. We thought she strained something. And that's why we say that we shouldn't just take any pain for granted. And we didn't realize we had just treated it like a back pain. She treated it like a back pain, going to a physio and taking painkillers. And a month later, or 2 months later after doing a scan, they actually realized it was cancerous that had moved to her spine.
Okay, so what was the time span from the vasectomy to the spine cancer?
The mastectomy to the spine cancer was January to August. I think it was, if I'm correct, I think it was 6 months. About 6 months.
About 6 months. And how, okay, so you weren't here for the duration
I
of
was
that.
in and out.
You were
I was
in and out.
So I was back home every 2 months or so.
Every 2 months. So when you came home, what did you guys speak about? Like, what did you do? What could she do? Like, I know when you came home, you must have wanted to spend all your time with her.
Yeah, and it was dependent on the day of her condition. So I remember always when she was on Skype and at that time always just saying that she wished she did more. She wasn't a very outgoing person in terms of going out and being all over. She loved to be in a house. She was a homely girl. People called her a homely girl. That's who she was known for. But she always said at that time when she was sick that she just wished she did more. She went to the beach more, walked more, ran more, did exercise more, whatever it was. And I always said, when I come back, we're going to the beach. And when I come back, we're doing this and that. But when I got back, it was just dependent on the day, how she felt. And her energy levels were never good enough. And when it hit the spine, they were just going nowhere. She was basically in bed for 7 months, unable to walk and just on crutches because obviously the spine affects the walking and stuff.
How I know I've asked... in my other interviews, I asked like people that have been on the cancer journey, when you're going through this, what do you want? I know you don't want someone to come and say to you, it's going to be okay, because you really don't know if it's going to be okay. So Helga and everybody that we actually interviewed, they were basically saying, just be there. Just be there. Even if you're there and you're silent, just be there. Was there any particular thing that you did with your sister when she was going through that phase? I know I'm asking because my gran went through a phase where she was sick and I used to read to her. So basically I just used to get a book and I just started reading to her. My gran's one of those people that just likes to hear me read. So I used to read to her, and like every day when I came home from work, I sat on the side of the bed, I got out a prayer book and I would read to her or read any story to her, and that kind of eased her. What did you guys do?
We just spoke. She liked to just lay on the bed at that time and just listen to stories of what I was doing that side and how it was going that side. And Scandling was always nice. I think that's you
that's
forget.
A sister thing.
Yeah, I think it's a sister thing, and I think that people. You grow up in a family and you have a sister or you have a brother, and you just always picture together that your parents are going to die first or they're going to get old first. So you have conversations about who's going to take mum, who's going to take dad. Are we putting them in the old age home? Just jokes about, this one, we got to put them there. The old age home is going to give us problems, or she's going to give us problems, or whatever it is. And you have that secret bond at family functions where if our auntie comes in, you nudge, you nudge if they do something, or a cousin wears something, but only you to know because you live in the house. And I think when that's taken away from you, and you don't expect, I think those are the hardest things to grasp and trying to swallow and accept that those things don't happen anymore. And when it's just two siblings, and then your whole life, there's going to be two of you. And we used to always make jokes. Why didn't Mum have more kids? Because our Christmas is going to be so boring. There's going to be two of us, and at a table, there's going to be just two of us and maybe two kids. And then they go, and then it's just one of you. And I just woke up one day, and I was like, it's just me. Like, I don't know. I found that's the hardest to swallow, that all of a sudden you're only child, that you never, ever dreamt you'd be the only child. Yeah.
When they had said that she had spine cancer, did they give her a limit? Like, did they say that you've got a year left? Did they put a time on it? Because I know most times they do. They'll say, okay, it's gone this far, it's this stage, and like 3 years.
No, because it wasn't spine cancer. It was cancer of the bone and the spine eventually moved to all the bones. But that was also not a killer. It was basically a galloping cancer, and that she managed. Didn't manage. It was quite painful. She used to scream in pain. But what took her was when it moved to the lungs, and once it moves to the lungs, it affects your breathing. And once you can't breathe, obviously you need oxygen, and that's no, there was no time. It hit so fast. Once it hit the lungs, I reckon it was 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So there was no even time for a doctor. We had just put on oxygen, and that was that. There was no,
When she passed away, were you in South Africa?
Yes, but God was very gracious to me. By God's grace, I was in South Africa at that time in December holidays. So.
And how did you feel? Did you get? Were you at home, or did someone call you? How did you feel when you got the news?
We were at home. It was New Year's Day, and you kind of know if anyone's been through someone that's on their last in cancer, the stages are quite evident. And at the time, one of the responsibilities of being an only child is your parents. They are yours now, and I was concerned for my mum because obviously there's no greater loss than losing your child, and I know that now being a mother. But I was concerned for my parents, so I just remember in the hospital, by that time we were in hospital, taking my mum aside and just saying to her, are you prepared? Are you okay? And she just said no. She said, no, she's going to be fine. God will get her through this. And I realized you can't push it. You just got to let everyone deal with however they're going to deal with it on their own. So it was in hospital, and like I say, if you've been through someone, you've been with somebody who's at the end with cancer, you actually know when it's coming. Yeah.
So you were prepared.
Oh, I think I'd say by the last 3 days, I was headed there. In fact, in the last 3 days, that my prayer used to be, heal her, Lord, and take away it, but it started being, Lord, give her peace and take away from the pain, because to see someone you love be in that much pain and have that kind of life is just not fair. And then you wonder to yourself, no, there's got to be more for it. So the prayer actually changed to give her peace, Yeah.
So you got to a stage where the love for your sister, you just wanted her suffering to kind of end. To end. After your sister passed away, how did that impact your family?
Gosh, if anyone knows us, they know it was just my mum, my dad, and me and my sister. It was just 4 of us. We're quite close. It's just wherever we went to, it was together. If they saw us, the people that know us in the road, we just stuck to ourselves. Go to church together, went to school together, go to the mall together. It was just us. We were quite close into ourselves. So when she passed, it affected us because it's just something's missing. And it's little things. It's like when somebody goes out to buy donuts, you always buy 4 donuts because that's what's in your house. And all of a sudden, you're not buying 4 donuts. You're buying 3 donuts. Or you buy 4 and then there's 1 left. It's just small things like that takes a knock to you. I think I took the approach of just being leader, and I had to do it because, again, you worried about your parents. I had to take leader of the house in terms of funeral. You just go straight into funeral arrangements and papers and policies, and her husband was there, and also make sure I'm okay for her husband, who's also now grieving and going through. He just got married and he's a young guy. And try and be there for him. So be that person that's just got to do the stuff that got to get done. And there's always just admin stuff to get done. And just put your feelings down and push it down and just get on with it. I think I was that person. And like I said, I haven't touched this topic for years because it's just easier just to keep it there.
What you said actually just struck me, because last week when we spoke to Wayne lost his dad to cancer. And I asked him very similar questions. How did the family deal with it? And he was like, well, someone had to take control. Someone had to take over the business. Someone had to do this. So basically, you kind of did the same thing in a sense where you took control because you were worried for your parents and you wanted to just make sure that everything went right. Zane got a comment. He says, how are you dealing with a loss? Like, how do you deal with something like this? Losing your loved one to an entity you can't even hate for the loss. Like, it's so easy to have anger towards a person or an accident. How did you deal with cancer taking your loved one?
When you say you can't hate it, I can't explain to you. I don't hate anything more than I hate cancer. The word cancer gets my skin crawling in so many ways because it has affected my family so much. It has robbed in every direction. My godmother was taken. My auntie Lorraine Wheatley was taken by cancer. My granny, my grandpa. My mum had it, she beat it. My sister had it, she beat it. She had it the second time, she was taken away from it. My mum got it again this year, and she beat it again, and she had to have a mastectomy now in 2021. I have the fear of cancer because if any little thing goes wrong with me, the C word just flashes in my eyes. I'm just like, it's a cancer, it's a cancer. It's just a natural reaction because that's the fear I live with all the time, because knowing that this dreaded disease is over my head from a gene that is so strong in my bloodline. I can't even tell you that if I have even a little pain in my breast or any little movements, I think that way and I start stressing. So I can't tell you, I hate the word cancer. So you say I don't hate it, I hate that sickness. Because there was a time where you heard the word cancer more than you have heard flu. Like before Corona was around, I heard people getting affected by cancer more than I heard people were getting the flu. Yeah.
So after your sister had passed away, did you go for counseling? Did your family go for counseling?
No, and I think that was probably and possibly the worst decision that we made, or didn't make. We didn't make a decision. We didn't do it. I think it's a cultural thing. I think it's an ageist thing, being in that generation or my father's generation, and culturally it's just something we don't do as coloureds. As Indians, we don't go for when people die. We pray about it and we move on. It's not something we deal with, and it's something that needs to be brought forward. It's something that needs to be spoken about. I can tell you now that it needs to be something spoken about. My father will mention my sister, and my comment will be, yeah, okay, and I'll walk away. And he gets cross and he says to my mother, what? I'm talking to her and she just walks away because I can't deal with it. Anything that brings up her or whatever memory, it's just easier to walk away and not even think about it. So yeah, it's definitely something that you need to do, and we didn't do it, and I think it was silly.
But you know you can still do it, right?
Yeah, I know, that's us. We didn't make the decision. You can make it.
It's not something. Yeah, it's something that you can still do. I think most times when it comes to I sometimes have a problem going to a psychologist, because my fear of going to a psychologist is having to relive what has put me in that office. So I think I've said it to Tony, because my kids go to psychologists, I go to a psychologist. But the reason that you're there, that is like the first question, okay, how can I help you? Why are you here? And then you have to dig deep and find out, why are you here? So you have to kind of relate that story and that feelings, and that initial visit is the most scariest visit. But like I always say to Tony, sometimes with pain, you have to feel it to move past it. And once you've felt it and moved past it, it gets easier. I know that a lot of people don't like to go to psychologists as psychologists, but there's also other avenues that are available, like your pastor or religious counselors, which is a good. It's a help. It's exactly the same thing, but talking about it actually does get to you. I'm so happy that you decided to come and speak to us. I didn't ask, how old was your sister when she passed away?
She was 29 on the first diagnosis. Everything took about 31. She was 31 when she passed away.
So it was a 2-year period.
It was a 2-year period. Everything was 2 years. Her first and second bouts of cancer and death was 2 years.
Do you still feel angry? Do you still feel like...
I do feel angry. I feel robbed. I feel... I feel confused. And you know what? Like I say, if people knew us as a family and knew Hayley and Avril, they'd actually ask, how did Hayley go? No, in fairness, because she was the good child. You know, you get two siblings. I'll be honest with you. You get two siblings. You get the good child and you get
so you were naughty.
Not so good child. Not so good. You get the one that listens to the parents and stays at home. And you just know the one that not so good. And she just did everything right and listened to our parents and just did everything. Her marriage, and she was saved, and she loved the Lord so much, and she brought so many people to Christ, and she just lived for God. And so it was so confusing that someone who never did clubs and never drank and never smoked and just, like I say, just served Christ was saved from a young age. It just confused me crazy, like, to think that she went through that suffering and passed away so early. And there's me that got spared. But, I mean, we don't want to question God, don't get me wrong. But, yeah, it did leave me confused. And then I have a little boy now, and sometimes, like, I see other people have kids and they have aunties and, like, they say they're going to drop their kid by their auntie or whatever. And I always just like... Sorry. No. I always just think to myself, how come my boy didn't get a chance to have, like, just an auntie? Like, it's a little thing, but he doesn't, you know? I don't know, because I've seen bonds between aunties and nieces and nephews and stuff, and it is special, but oh well. Yeah. So, yeah, I do get angry, but I also try and just get over it. Try not to question everything.
Okay, so we asked you for the song.
Yeah.
And the song that you chose
That she liked.
is a song that your sister liked. Will you be okay if we play it?
Yeah. She liked a lot of gospel. This is the one universal song she liked. I wonder if she
The one-
could be that.
the one not gospel song. No, but
Okay.
I think it's
Yeah,
actually...
this is a cool one she likes.
Okay.
Okay, but more importantly, we've actually got a goodie. So we kicked off our Shave-a-thon 2 weeks ago. And Joanne, over and above that, Joanne sponsored us a frame. So it says the Fan Zone Shave-a-thon. And what we had encouraged all the people that came through to the Shave-a-thon is to write their people or person who they know that either has cancer or they've lost to cancer, and we would like you to do the same. So you've mentioned quite a few names while you were speaking.
Okay.
So if I'm not mistaken, I think the name you're going to add a heart if they're a cancer survivor, right? So if they're still alive with cancer,
like
then
my
yes.
mum, yeah.
And we're going to do that while we play Avril's song. Guys, you know what to do. It's Light Up the Comments department. Please, guys, let's show Avril and her family who are watching the stream, let's show them some love, some support. We're going to send through some pink hearts. We're going to send through some pink flowers, something. But you guys are going to blow up the comments department and do what you guys do best.
Sweet kind of y'all can dance to this if you want to. Y'all can step to this if you want to. Y'all can slide to this if you want to. Y'all can do whatever you want to. So sweet, kind of life. Sweet kind of life, sweet kind of life. Life is one big party when you share the wealth. Wouldn't mean as much if I could spend it on myself. While my cup is running over, let me give you some of this good life. Ooh, it's something, got enough for everyone. I just wanna have some fun and take a moment, sugarcoat it, come on and party down. Tell you what, I love the life. This sweet kind of life, sweet kind of life. I'm a star and I'm shining bright. This sweet kind of life, sweet kind of life. Ooh, baby, it feels so right. This sweet kind of life, sweet kind of life. Life is a party every night. This sweet kind of life, sweet kind of life. I got everything I need and I'm feeling great, knowing I can afford things without the headache. Now I don't have to worry about every dime I spend, 'cause my money's really flowing and I'm paid up on my ring. I just wanna have some fun and take a moment, sugarcoat it, come on and party down. And you know I love life, this sweet kind of life, sweet kind of life. I'm a star and I'm shining bright. This sweet kind of life, sweet kind of life. Ooh, baby, it feels so right. can slide to this if you want to. Y'all can do whatever you want to. Y'all can dance to this if you want to. Y'all can step to this if you want to. Y'all can slide to this if you want to. Y'all can do whatever. It's so sweet, the kind of life I live. So sweet, the kind of love I give. So sweet, I wanna give it to you. It's so sweet, that's what I wanna do. I wanna make it right. I wanna party tonight. It's so sweet, it's so sweet. Tell you what, I love the life. This sweet kind of life, sweet kind of life.
Okay, guys, so that was Sweet Kind of Love, and that was one of Hailey's favorite songs, Forever 31.
Yeah.
Yeah, so guys, I want to tell you a little story. Okay, sorry. I want to tell you a little story. So, you know, Tony and I are Tony Braxton fans. We love Tony Braxton. So, we went to the Tony Braxton concert in Johannesburg. So Tony and I go. We're still trying to find people from Durban that were going so we can travel together and what, but we couldn't find anybody that was going. So we decided to go. And then Avril came to the Walashes by me, was it 2 or 3 days before? And she was like, oh no, we also going to Joburg. And I was like, why didn't you tell us? Like, we could have kind of, but I think you were going to the Cape Town one first or something.
No, we're going to Joburg.
Joburg. Okay, so anyway, I said, okay, well, if we see you there, we see you. So while we at the Tony Braxton concert screaming our lungs out, they stop, and I see this person on the stage.
Wait for it.
And I'm saying to Tony, that's Nathan on the stage. So Tony's like, who? Who's Nathan?
Hey, I was
like,
lost, guys.
Tony was lost. I'm like, that's Nathan on the stage. He's standing on the stage. She's like, what the hell is he doing there? And at that point, it had clicked to me what was going to happen. Did it click to you?
Yeah.
Oh, you did? And it clicked to me. So I whip out my phone and I start recording. But guys, let me just tell you, when you start recording, make sure that you keep quiet.
Don't scream.
Don't scream. Because all you could hear, well, Nathan and Tony Braxton, Nathan got down on his knee and proposed to Avril at the Tony Braxton concert on stage. I was doing the good thing by recording, but guys, I screamed my lungs out throughout the recording. It was so, and I was so excited. No, I was so excited. Asked Tony. I kept on saying, that's Avril. Oh my God. And I was screaming.
Jumping and screaming.
Jumping
I couldn't
and
even hear.
screaming.
Guys, you'll all know.
The people
when,
around me were even looking at me like I'm mad. Like, what? Tony's
you'll know when Roz is excited. As you can hear now, she's screaming.
So Tony was
screaming.
saying to the people around us, no, she knows them. No, she knows. So obviously, in my excitement, I send the video straight to Avril straight afterwards with my screaming. And then obviously Avril sends it to someone else. And then this video went viral.
Well, I'm very happy you did video because it was my only video.
Yeah, and Roz was screaming.
But it was screaming. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Ah!
Oh, hey guys, now I'm standing there because I don't know what the hell is going on. What is really supposed to happen? And then the video goes viral and Roz is like, my voice. I'm like,
so I told Avril, if anybody asks you, you don't know that mad person that was screaming, you don't know her. But guys, I screamed my lungs out. I was so excited. You'd have thought I was getting engaged. Tony was just looking at me like a mad, but thank goodness she didn't tell me to shut up because then I would have probably punched her because I was so excited. How was that? Like, you were on stage with Tony Braxton, and she was, guys, let me tell you, she was super awesome. She
needs to come
that
back.
concert was like a good concert.
That concert was lit.
How did you feel?
Okay, this just took a turn.
Yeah, no, get used to it. Get used to it.
ADHD. Sure, when I think back, I can't even remember what happened. Yeah. You know what? I was in such a state. I was like floating. I was sitting there. I remember everything going wrong for the concerts and getting there, and Nathan had organized for them to say that we have the wrong tickets and we're supposed to be in the Cape Town show. So I was annoyed and I got angry and I thought he was so stupid, and I was like, wow, we got the wrong ticket. Why did you buy the wrong ticket? And they kept moving us from seat to seat, and the ushers were in on it, and they kept moving us from the front to the back, the front to the back, and then there's no seats for us. So by that time I wanted to go home.
Yeah.
And it was about an hour in there. And then we finally got seats, and they said it was right in front. It's the only seats they had, but I didn't care. And then she was 2 hours late, so Tony annoyed me also. And then I was sitting there, and then he said, I'm going to the toilet. And I was like, fine. And then he went to the toilet, and I was listening, and then watching Tony and singing, and then I saw Nathan on stage.
Yeah, he just pops out the
And
window.
I didn't, and there was no one with me or none of my friends to nudge or ask. And then I was by myself, and then I was like, what are you doing? And then Asha said to go on, and then I can't remember what he said. I can't remember what he did. I just remember a lot of lights on me and a lot of screaming. And yeah.
Thank goodness she
Amazing
said yes.
moments.
Because I was screaming, she said yes! I was screaming. Guys, I screamed my lungs out.
Yeah,
I was
you're still
screaming. I was trying to phone her. I was trying to phone Jada. I was just screaming. But anyway, I was so excited. That was one of the highlights of our concert.
It was actually.
It was actually one of the highlights. I mean, how often do you go to a concert and you see someone you know getting proposed? And the concert was in Johannesburg. It wasn't like it was in Durban. It was in Johannesburg. What were the odds? But there was a super awesome night. I'm like, it was like, okay, Tony's got a comment.
Okay, so Francine says, thank you for sharing. My sister is Haley, and I can't even imagine what you have gone through. I held Dad's hand as cancer took his life. I understand the effects and hate for cancer. Your son can have a bond with his auntie Haley, and he can know her through the memories you share about her. It's going to be hard at first, but sharing memories, even allowing yourself to laugh, will eventually overshadow the memory of the final days. Right now, you remember the cancer part and its effects. Our loved ones were more than the cancer, so allow stories and memories to honor your sister's life. Sending big hugs. By the way, I hope I spelled her name right. Thanks, Fran.
Thank you, Francine. That's really good advice.
Right, guys. So we are nearing. Oh, there we go. They're all screaming and all those. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Yeah, thankfully. So Nita says thankfully. She said yes because we were gonna abort that video after. Just delete it, Roseanne. Okay, guys. Some highlights. What is today? Wednesday. Okay, Sunday. I'm not sure if we make an appearance Sunday. We are in load shedding. I'm actually quite grateful that the signal was okay today. It was fine, but they say till Thursday, but it could be extended over the weekend. So we don't want to commit. But you guys will catch us here next week Wednesday for Let's Talk the Fan Zone Cancer Edition Part 3. On Monday, I will be dropping the post as to who our guest will be. Remember, we've got 2 guests left. So stay tuned to that. Guys, we've noticed a bit of activity on our Facebook page. So I'm not sure if you guys were all in the stream the last time I mentioned this, but the likes, they've done away with liking a Facebook page. So it's now you can only follow that page. So those of you who liked and followed the page just move over to follow the page. But those that only liked the page did not follow it. You guys need to go back and follow that page. So it's messing up with notifications. It's doing its own bubbles. So please, guys, if you're not following the Fan Zone page, if you guys are not getting notifications, please go and hit that button so that when we go live, you guys get the notification, and when we post and whatever, Don't forget, for those of you who are around on the 31st of October, we're going to be up in Hillcrest at Deacon's Salon. We're doing our second shave-a-thon. We're starting from 10 o'clock.
Guys, we've got a target. So
you'll need to come to the party.
Our target is 20,000. We've already raised
just over half of that. So we're hoping that donations, you can still donate during the month. So up until the 31st, all those donations count towards the 20K. We've got banking details. So if you're wanting to donate anything, just message us. We'll send you the banking details. It's straight into Cancer's account, but you will use our reference number. And if you're available on the 31st, come through. Shave your hair or spray. Spray, guys. Even just to come through and donate $50 just to see that you were there. Take a picture with us. Take a picture with who was there. Bring the kids, guys. They're quite interested and I think quite excited to see the spray. It seems to be a hit with the kids. I think Adiba's kids didn't want to wash out their hair. So please bring them through, guys. And then we're also running that simultaneously with the eye care bags. Now, we've also got a target with the eye care bags. Unfortunately, I've forgotten it right now. But you guys will contact... Huh?
300 bags, I think.
No, us, how much we did last year. The eye care bags, you guys will speak directly to Kathy Via. All the details are on the fan zone page. If I'm not mistaken, I think I posted it yesterday or it's scheduled to post tomorrow. So check that out. You guys are more than welcome to donate the $250 for an eye care bag. Remember, all the goodies in that eye care bag assist a chemo patient, guys. So it's the lip balm, it's whatever they need, all those special creams and stuff, herbal stuff that they need while they're on chemo. All those goodies are in those bags.
Okay, so you want to...
Okay, so we got a t-shirt here from Good Friday, which Avril's gonna check it out. It's gonna open it. Is Alison Houston in the stream?
Alison, come in, Alison.
I
think maybe you could ask her.
But I just want to see if she is around. If she is around, I tagged her. Okay, so once again, we'd like to send a huge shout out to Good Friday for giving us this awesome t-shirts. Guys, them and Glamours, let me tell you guys, have done these t-shirts especially for the fan zones. They've done a limited pink and white, pink and black, limited edition tees for the month of cancer. So a huge shout out to them. And a huge shout out.
Thank you very much.
There we go. She can speak for herself.
I love it.
And a huge shout out to all those companies that have come on board and have gone pink. The Nibbles is one of them. They've changed their logo to pink. I know there's a M-Con that is the Morrison family. Then in their construction company, they've also gone pink. They've seen through the stuff. Tommy Kidd and his brand has also gone pink. Glamours has gone pink. It's awesome, guys. We've created this vibe, and we just like that you guys are assisting us in spreading this awareness during the month of October.
Guys, it's a very, as you heard, Avril lost 3 family members to cancer, and it's hereditary. And as you read the comments, you hear, I've lost my brother to cancer. I've lost my mum to cancer. I've lost my sister to cancer. As you go through it, you see everybody talking about this. This is why early diagnosis and awareness and screening is so important. This is why we're here for the month of October. We are here to share journeys with you so you can take that step if you feel anything is amiss. And this is why we are doing it, because we want you to know that there's screening available. There's lots of things available during this month. So if you're feeling like something is off, listen to your body. Go and check. If nothing's wrong, that's fine. But at least you've gone and you've checked. Last year, it was kind of horrifying, the stories we heard, where someone went to the doctor for flu and have come back with a cancer diagnosis. And it happens, it is real. So don't ignore anything, guys. Let's raise awareness. Let's get the screenings done. Tell a friend, tell your mom, tell your auntie. But breast cancer awareness is real, guys. And there's lots of places that are doing free cancer screening during this month. So I think we've actually put on our page previously. We're going to just post some stuff on our page where you can get free cancer awareness. And Lake Smith and Partners was at our shave-a-thon on
the 3rd. Sheridan's in the stream. Should you have any questions, guys, you guys can divert it through to her. She's always willing to assist and help where she can.
Okay, so guys, talking about that, I've just actually, they had, Lake Smith and Partners were there, and they're going to be at the shave-a-thon on the 31st. So basically, the little gift that they had was a card on how to examine to see if you have breast cancer. But attached to it, the thing that stuck out for me the most, I think I actually have one here, is they've got a keyring on it. And on the keyring shows you the different sizes of the lumps in your breast. The size from the time it starts and the size from the time that it's detected. And when it's detected, that's already too far. So constant screening is, I'm actually going to take a picture and post that. That is I found that very, very useful. And hopefully, if you come through on the 31st, you might get something very similar. But guys, please, screening is very important.
Okay, so Tommy's still around. Tommy says, sending love and light to you, Avril, and to everyone out there. Thank you, Tony and Raj, for this phenomenal initiative creating awareness.
Thank you, Tommy.
Okay, so that's us, guys. We got four minutes till the top of the hour. To the Jacobs family, I hope you guys were still around when we were lighting up the comments. We are sending love and light from the fan zone. Thank you so much for, I know obviously this wasn't your decision on a whole to come and speak to us. You obviously had to not ask permission, but inform the family and let them know that you'll be sharing also part of their story. So for that, we are grateful. You guys have no idea how many people you have touched. You might not see it in the comments department, but a week, maybe even tomorrow, we get these messages, guys, and it's just so amazing to hear that people are like, sure, I can't believe that you were brave enough to come and share your story with them. You know, you can't see them, but there's like so many people that will listen, and this will trend for a long time. So from myself and Roz, we would like to thank you guys. Well, thank you and your family. Nathan, thank you for sending your other half down here. So yes, we are sending love and light. And yeah.
And I'd like to thank you guys.
Now she's stealing the show now. Look at this girl.
Thank you for having me, and your initiative is amazing. So keep going. Thanks.
Right, thanks. There we go. Amazing job, babe. Super proud of you. Okay, guys, we are out. We are going to play off. I'm going to find some song, yeah? And then we are going to be
eating.
Thank you. Thank you, and goodbye. Guys, we love you guys so much. Thank you always coming through, for doing the most in the comments department, and for just being here. We will catch you guys next week, Wednesday.
Summertime, you took this heart of mine. You'll be my Valentine in the summer, in the summer. You are my only one, just dancing, having fun. Out in the shining sun of the summer, of the summer.